So today we're going to take a look at some of the worst couples, in my opinion, of Married at First Sight. Hey you guys, what's up? Definitely make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. Also make sure that you turn on your post notifications so you see when I start a new video. So I attempted to do Married at First Sight reviews, but I felt like it wasn't really popping that much, so I kind of stuck to Twitter as far as, you know, talking to people about Married at First Sight, because like I always want to talk to people about these types of things. But today I wanted to talk about three, like just watching Chris and Paige from this particular season, season 12, it kind of brought me back to a few other seasons that we're going to go ahead and discuss right now. So the first couple that I was going to discuss was Mindy and Zach from, I believe it was season 7. So Mindy and Zach, do you guys remember them? If not, then I will add their pictures to the screen. So Mindy and Zach, I mean, these two were destined to fail. Zach was, to me, in my opinion, he was a complete asshole. I feel like Mindy kept on trying and trying to be a part of his life and to really be a part of the process, despite the fact that he hurt her several times. He told her that he wasn't attracted to her. And honestly, it seemed like he was kind of there for clout, because wasn't he like a model or something like that, if I remember correctly? I felt like he was kind of there for the fame. You know, he was there to get himself out there, but he also ended up looking even more like an asshole. Then he ends up having private messages with one of her besties, which was one of her bridesmaids from the wedding, which is like a completely no. I don't even know how she would. I think she did kind of distance herself a lot from her frenemy, after finding that out. And oddly enough, remember, both of them had deleted their messages, so she couldn't really even see what was the context of the things that they were talking about. So right there was like, all right, you know what? Both of you guys are scumbags, and both of the two of you need to be with each other if that's the case, and just leave me out of the equation. You know, but she let it drag on. She let it go. But I believe, if I remember correctly, and my memory serves me correct, she ended up ending it. Like she wasn't with it at the end, because she knew that she deserved better. And yeah, Zach was just not it at all. And I feel like Mindy, she seemed like a really good person, like a genuine person, like a loving person. And I just felt like damn, she had to go through that challenge. And he was, like she said, he was a different person off camera than he was on camera. And he was like very distant. He didn't even want to like be in the same household with her. He wasn't really putting an effort into this at all. He was just like something he was doing just to do it. Like, oh yeah, let me sign up, see what happens. Oh my gosh, I actually got picked. Oh, now I got to really actually do this. You know, like he wasn't for this. You know, he seems like he's more of like, you know, like a playboy. Maybe he wants like a model looking chick. He's just, no. So now the next couple that we're going to talk about is Brandon and Taylor. Do you guys remember them? Brandon and Taylor. And when I was on Twitter, I was like, oh my God, this Chris guy is totally giving me vibes from this dude, but I couldn't remember his name, so somebody brought it up. They were like, is it Brandon? I looked up his picture, boom, Brandon. This guy was another douchebag. This one, he was like wanting to fight production. He wanted to go back and forth with her. I mean, I can't lie. With her, I don't feel like she was completely innocent, but she was trying to a certain extent. But it also, like he said, it kind of seemed like she was there for the fame. Like she was trying to get her like Instagram, pop it even more. She always wanted to take pictures all the time. I mean, I thought with these reality shows, usually you can't really use your phone like that unless she was like taking the pictures and then saving them. But then again, like there was parts where they showed that she was coming at him crazy on social media, or like not even coming at him crazy, but throwing subs, you know? talking about like, oh, she's a single girl and stuff like that. I forgot exactly what it is. If I do, I'll insert it. But she was kind of like doing the most. And it's like, if you're still married and you're still trying to be with him, then why are you putting these things out there for the world to see? You're making everything look bad. And I think that was part of his problem too. But he also had an issue with kind of being out there, being open, being on camera. It's like he still wanted privacy, but it's like, how can you expect privacy? He got mad that she put the camera in his face when he woke up. He's like, no, that cannot happen. I mean, I get you want privacy, but you also signed up to do this. So I guess like they should have created certain boundaries, but it's like most of the other couples do stuff like that. So maybe she wasn't even thinking like that would cause such a big problem for him. But obviously it did. I mean, I can't really personally fault people for having their own boundaries because boundaries are always good. But I felt like he kind of blew certain things way out of proportion, or he might have dragged them a little too much. And then, like, trying to get crazy with like production and stuff like that, like, now you taking it to a whole nother level. Like you're being weird. And then he was talking about he had to go to work, he had to leave. It was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? So I don't know. I just felt like that relationship was kind of doomed from the very beginning. And yeah, they were from season 10. Let me know what you thought about them down below, if you kind of were like rooting for them or whatever. I mean, as far as like aesthetically, I felt like they looked nice together. But as far as their personalities, I felt like he was kind of being aggressive in certain situations that didn't really warrant it. But then eventually, I do feel like she wasn't fully innocent either. For me, I know I personally don't like people talking to me crazy. I don't like people talking to me a certain way. Like, you're gonna come at me, you better come correct, boo. But so yeah, with him, I just felt like he was definitely kind of doing a lot. And she let it go. She let it go. She forgave him, and then it starts to cycle back again, and that's like what you gotta be careful with. And finally, the last couple, though, out of the top 3 worst, is of course the ones that we're currently watching season 12, which is Paige and Chris. I mean, we're only up to what episode? I don't even know what episode we're up to. Maybe 5, 6, something like that. And it's a whole shit show. It's ridiculous. I mean, Chris, he is a complete, I don't know, like, I just feel like he's a complete narcissist. And I feel like he does apologize for things at times, but I feel like it's not fully genuine. I feel like it's just to kind of pacify the moment, but then he's going to do something else to kind of counteract that apology and just kind of bring it back to square one. Like, he'll tell her, oh, how he cares about her. He's getting attracted to her spiritually, and it's coming along. But then in another day or so, you're telling her that you're contemplating getting back with your ex because you don't want your child to be raised in 2 different households or to be raised by another man. So it's like, what are you doing? What are you telling her? I really can't wait until they actually have some therapy sessions, because I really feel like they are in desperate need for him to get exposed, because right now he's just, I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe the experts, they probably are able to see this footage or whatever, but I do feel like they need to have a discussion, because what he's doing now really is not it, and it's not cool. And I feel like she's just getting torn down little by little. She seems like a nice person, but I don't know. I'm like, are you doing this because, like, you have a contract? Like, you keeping this going. With Brandon and Taylor, they split before it was even fully to the end of the whole entire thing, But for these two, we didn't even, I mean, I feel like they're the ones that should split before this whole thing is over, because it's just so much baggage. Homie don't even want to, like, watch her dogs, but yeah, he's saying that but yes, she's willing to be with him throughout him having a whole nother human being in his life, Like, talk about selfish. He's just thinking about his shoes and don't want his shoes to get messed up. I don't know. It just blows my mind. Like, every time I think that he can't get any worse, he gets worse. Even like his interaction with the ladies, I felt like that was crazy. Even though I do feel like Virginia is kind of one of those people that will kind of poke you until you explode, because if she feels like you're one of those type of people, she's gonna poke you. So I wouldn't really mess with her too much, because she seemed like the type. But he still, like, at the end of the day, those are women, so you gotta kind of just walk away sometimes from a situation, especially if you feel like it's getting out of hand. There's no reason to keep going back and forth, because at the end of the day, nobody's winning. It's just making you look bad. And then trying to look like he was about to fight somebody, he was about to fight Eric. Nah, crazy. So yeah, those are, to me, the three worst. I feel like Paige should just leave him like right now, because it's like she's getting deeper and deeper, more invested into the situation. The more you're around somebody, depending on how they are, you can either get more attracted to them, more in love with them, more invested into them. Now you're starting to share certain things. You're going to be sharing a space, so you're going to get used to them being there all the time. And, you know, more emotions are getting involved. So it's like sometimes, I mean, but I know this is different because it's not like your boyfriend, it's actual marriage. So now you have to wait for a divorce and go through legal proceedings and stuff like that. But it's like, damn. This was a tough one for me, because I just feel so bad for Paige. Like, I feel like, and the more she allows it, is the worse it's going to be. Like, I don't see, if it's this bad in the beginning, like, I don't really see it improving. I feel like he's probably going to, if they do end up together, which I'm hoping that they don't, and I'm seeing in my head that they're not going to end up together because she's going to boss up. But if there was that small possibility that they do end up together, I feel like he's going to cheat on her with his ex. It's going to be one of those, yeah, just like how he had to console her back in May where they had sex, but they wasn't together. It may end up being another situation like that. He already said that he still loves her. So he still has this person that he still loves. He still has this person with unresolved issues. And he still has this person that he's going to be connected to for the rest of, well, for at least 18 years. So at this point, it's like, girl, you just like the third wheel in this dude's story. You're just like a character or a supporting role in the star and the co-star's role. You know what I mean? Like, you're an extra. And this is their story right now. You know? Like, this girl is famous and she's not even a part of the show. But yes, it's like she's a part of the show. You know? I'm pretty sure her likes and all the other stuff done went up. So, honey child, I mean, nobody can even be mad at her, because at the end of the day, she was there before Paige was there. And I mean, I don't know if she's going to do anything else crazy that we are going to get mad at her. But for right now, nobody could be mad at her, because she's also kind of like, she got thrown into this mess. And she probably didn't know initially that he was going on the show. Or maybe if she did know, maybe she thought he wasn't serious. But now it's really, really happening. It's really there. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of animosity, because the way he has everything set up. Obviously, the girl was probably hoping that he would get back with her. You know, they've had the discussion. So she's going to have some animosity towards Paige off the rip, even though Paige is like an innocent bystander getting dragged through the mud. And then Paige is going to have some animosity towards her, because obviously this was supposed to be her fairy tale life. And even though she already had issues, this just made a whole another issue that she's going to have to tackle for years to come if she was to stay with him. So, yeah. And, you know, yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot for one person to kind of handle. I hope she's doing some meditation, because, honey, this is a lot. All right, guys, so thanks so much for watching. Let me know your predictions down below. We may do a follow-up to this particular video, and I will see you guys on the next one.